Welcome back everyone to the Gaming on the Brain podcast. This is episode number 12 and today's episode is about Mortal Kombat. I would say predominantly the arcade, but we'll wander across all the different formats. This episode is a little bit special in the sense that we've got a special guest with us in the shape of Gary Head. A lot of you local people will know who Gary is. Maybe he's beat your ass in the arcades. Self-confessed 5 years champion, unbeaten on Mortal Kombat and Jets Arcade. So I'm sure you'll have run into him at some point. Gary was excited to come on the show. We were equally as excited to have Gary. It's been a work in progress for a few weeks. I was glad we were finally able to do it. And I think we got something pretty special out of it. I think we all enjoyed ourselves. It was a good night. We did, unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, but we did deviate from Mortal Kombat on a fair few occasions. We fell down some rabbit holes and it was hard to make our way back out. But I think it kept the episode lively, so definitely not a bad thing. Unfortunately, we also ran out of time the other night, so we didn't get a chance to record an introduction, which is why you've got me by myself now, just recording a quick intro for this. I won't hang around. Before I go, I just want to give a big shout out to Gary and a big thank you for making this episode special, and also a big thank you to Gary's family for giving him the time to do so and being accommodating. But it won't be the last you see of Gary. We will have him back in the future. We're also hoping to have more guests in the future as well. If you're interested to come on the show and you already have a line of contact with us, drop us a bell and we'll talk it through. For now, I'm going to bugger off. We'll see you in about 38 seconds after the infamous GOTB podcast song. See you soon. Bye.
You've got gaming on the brain.
Welcome back everyone to the Gaming on the Brain podcast. You'll have just listened to the intro there. We're now into the main segment, and before we get cracking with the real content, I just want to extend a extremely hot welcome to one of our good friends, Gary Head.
It's not warm, it's hot.
Very hot. A warm welcome doesn't seem warm enough.
Boiling.
It has to be like molten lava, hot.
Yeah.
And of course, Gary's
that you
here.
could fall into, or that you could be thrown into.
Well, it's probably a Mortal Kombat fatality at some point.
It is, definitely.
Maybe there's a fatality this early in the podcast.
I know, it's early.
Keep that at the end.
So, big warm welcome to Gary, and of course his son Dom's has joined us as well today.
Yep, likewise.
You might hear Dom speak, but he's not microphoned up, so he will be
shy at the moment.
Yeah. So Gary, lovely to have you here, mate.
Thanks for having us, boys.
Pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure.
It's been a work in progress the last few weeks. We're finally here.
We did finally manage to snag you, didn't we? Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this episode.
Mate, you can have as much as you want. Just keep me in the loop.
We might have to hold
you.
Yeah. Gary's already mentioned a few episodes that he'd be interested in doing, so yeah, perhaps that might happen pretty soon.
I would say so.
But yeah, the real reason we're here today is to talk about the Mortal Kombat games. Probably going to focus more on Mortal Kombat 1.
Can we generalise it a bit, Mark, to the Mortal Kombat franchise, actually, even?
Well, we can. That's absolutely fine. We can go anywhere. It's Mortal Kombat. It's our memories, what we think of these games, For me, mainly Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and 3, the arcade, where I really spent my time. Probably more 1 and 2.
1 and 2 for me.
Trilogy.
Yeah.
1 and 2 for me, man.
This is what will be interesting about today's chat, I think, because we've all got a few slightly varying memories of different games in the series, within obviously trilogy for me as well, which has good and bad points, but I mean
we spent a lot of time on Mortal Kombat trilogy on the PlayStation, didn't we?
Yeah. Not a great game with its balancing issues, but we'll get to that in due course.
Did you start it on the arcade though?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you start?
Mega Drive.
Mega Drive.
For me, Mega Drive.
So how old are you?
I'm 41.
41.
Well, for me, right, Mortal Kombat 1, I seen it in the arcade, but I hadn't played it at that time. There was one kid who told me, he says, look here, we had this conversation earlier. We had this fighting game, right? It looked like a Bruce Lee action pick with bloody Chuck Norris and all the rest of them in that, and it looked like an amazing. Honestly, it was like Street Fighter 2 but with real people. It was like this back in the day, back in 1992. This just like would blow you away. And then, but when I heard that it was coming out on the Mega Drive, which we had at the time, that was where it, like I was like, Christ, I can have this at home, So that is like my first experience in Mortal Kombat.
You'll probably beat us to death after this, but I'm just going to throw this hot take in here, right?
I know what you're going to say.
Street Fighter 2 is a better fighting game.
Absolutely not.
Do you know what it is, right? No, I love this.
I
want
prefer
this.
Mortal Kombat because of the story and the characters and stuff. But I think Street Fighter 2 is the better fighting game.
Why?
It plays so smooth compared to like.
There's no glitches in it, is there?
That and the block button does my head in Mortal Kombat. If you could just hold back,
do you know what it is?
Then it would be great. But that would probably mess up the whole system.
That's what makes it so amazing. You've got two very cultural, differently styled. But we're not even going to mention Virtual Fighter yet.
Yeah, we're not getting
another
them this week.
Kind of worms for another day, But you've got like Street Fighter 2, your Japanese 2D fighter. You've got Mortal Kombat, your first American sort of like Western-made fighting game. Very different styles still, but where you can't really it's difficult to sort of move those two styles against each other at that time.
Remember Street Fighter 1? Did you play
that
Street
was
Fighter
terrible,
1?
mate.
Oh, well, that's
terrible.
not.
Do you remember the block button with that?
Yes.
You could take no damage.
Yeah.
So you would just move forward, hit them once, retreat to the back corner, pull block, and then complete it. That's all you had to do all through the game.
I've always felt, I know I don't want to move away too much from our proper conversation with Mortal Kombat. Guys, I've got to address this with what you just said there. Like, I always felt Street Fighter 1 was its own sort of subgenre of I can't even talk right, of fighting.
4 pints.
I know, 6, 7 pints now actually. I've had 7 pints, sorry lads.
He's unprofessional.
I'm not going to do the infamous, but it's got it's its own thing with its. You remember Yaya Kung Fu, obviously back in 1992, 93, like fighting games where you 82.
This is going to branch off from Mortal Kombat.
A little bit,
we'll
but
segue back into it.
we'll do Kombat. I did consciously bring it back.
already.
But like what we were saying, Street Fighter 1, right, where you've got a fighting game where you play as a single character that has a small set of moves, fighting against like bosses basically, which is obviously very different from a versus fighter where Street Fighter 2 is the very first versus fighter. I mean, as far as I can see,
I could not get away with Street Fighter, any of them. I don't know what it was, I don't know.
I also thought for me, Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat was because it had there was that. I mean, having that violence, which back in that day was like, you just weren't allowed to enjoy. I mean, it's only a couple of years after Child's Play 3, which a film we weren't even allowed to watch because of all the violence.
Yeah.
VHS. Violence in media. The VHS media, you've hit the nail on the head, mate. Aye. We don't even need to mention individual cases because you'll know when my mind might be gone.
Absolutely.
But, it back in that day, as kids that we were, right, in our age, obviously you were a few years younger again than me at the time, Mark, but we loved and we thrived on that style and that, not just in fighting games, I suppose, but just anything.
It was anything with
game
gore in that, wasn't it?
We felt cool, It's like, we all love Mario. Oh, Mario.
Well,
have that.
I mean, we'll definitely segue back into Mortal Kombat from this, right? But what you've got to think of, right, is the 90s, like the early 90s, the Attitude Era kind of thing. It happened in wrestling and that as well, right? So you had like Sonic and that, and then Mortal Kombat landed at the perfect time, I think, to capitalise on that Attitude Era that was kicking about at the time in the 90s. And, with things like the fatalities and that.
Yeah.
It set people's minds on fire. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Cool, though. I mean, you could be a kid in an arcade, right, and then the girls would be having your shoulder gone, I want to say you do a fatality, I want to say this. And it'd be like, oh, God, look at that, how amazing it looks.
Can you remember the advertisement they done?
Girls, I don't remember any of that.
Where they were letting all the mums and dads watch the fatalities on the telly. Can you remember that? Not many people saying it.
Do remember reading
they were showing
right?
Just mums and dads, random people on the street, they were showing them the fatalities on a screen. And this was all hype for the game. Watch it on YouTube if you can. And
I'll have a look. I'll check that out.
It was unbelievable.
The thing is, though,
that's where Peggy came from, isn't it?
Well, again, I'd say it goes back to like it started in America with the Night Trap controversy, and obviously Mortal Kombat 1, which does absolutely play into what we're talking about.
I've never played Night Trap.
It's
Sega CD game.
You need to watch a
fighting game, wasn't it?
No, it was an
was it an interactive?
It's a semi. I would call it a quarter interactive.
Did it have robots in that and it were guns?
No. They were just it's basically like fake vampires, sort of like walking around rooms and like you have to catch each other.
Was it a bit erotica?
Yes.
Minor, yeah. Not even softcore.
And it was Mark, man, there was a girl in a bra, and like everyone went mental. I was like, oh god, there's a woman in a bra.
I know. All you have to do is open a catalogue and you get that.
I know.
Next
and
catalogue.
It wasn't even a nice bra. This bra covered her whole upper body and middle body. She basically was a bra. This girl was basically a bra with a face at the end of it.
Look.
It's like, I could look in the news August and go, look, there's a
We've wandered so far from Mortal Kombat.
Sorry.
So I'm going to bring you back in. I'm going to ask.
So Mortal Kombat, fellas.
Gary, I'm going to ask you a question. What was your first experience of Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Jet Amusements. It was 20 pence. No, it was 30 pence. So I used to always have a pound because we were only 11, 12. I think it was 92.
You must have paid more than 20 pence back then.
I think it was 30 pence.
I
used to get 10 pounds worth of change at the box with the fella. You used to have 10 pence left and put it in the tuckney nudger.
Aye.
And just the noise and the music down Jet Arcades.
Hoping you'd win another 160 out of the tuckney nudger so you can
just
get
go
some
straight
more
back.
credit.
And sometimes you did.
Do you know what it is, Gary? Right?
Jets was the you used to walk in Jets, if you remember, and you could hear the vibration of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And there was always people standing around it. And over the years that declined, and then they got rid of it. And then the computers brought it out, and then that's when we were all... It's bizarre that you found it on the Mega Drive.
Were you on Super Nintendo?
Well, no, because my first was arcade.
Right.
And then Mega Drive. Because
we
didn't have a Super,
well,
but the Super Nintendo was super.
I have a question
for
you.
It didn't have the blood or anything, but
censored unless you put the
sound
and the speed and it was just more fluid.
As a young lad in 1992, how old would you have been?
12, depending, 12.
When you looked at that, did you want to own it?
What, the arcade?
Aye.
Absolutely.
At that time.
And I've got 2 arcades now.
Aye.
Champion of life.
I was 10 back then, but I still played it when it came out in the arcade. It was a fantastic game. Like I say, I always found it. I think I just found it really difficult.
Do you know what it is?
When I was that age.
The first round's the sound, and then sometimes you wonder why did I find this difficult? Because we've just played through it there.
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes.
Exactly.
I still think it's coming off like Mortal Kombat 1, right? 1992, fair enough, yeah. It's in the early 90s. It's well in the early 90s, but it's coming off a time, right, where we still love ninja films.
Absolutely.
We've just watched Ninja Turtles, right? Which we loved, man. I mean, if you didn't love it, I mean, you know,
that was amazing.
We've just
not the third
we've
one,
come off
American Ninja.
We've come off
we watched
the series, the American Ninja films. There were 3 at the time. We've come off obviously Bloodsport 1989, but still it's fresh in your mind. You know, you've the kickboxer films. I mean,
we watched it the other day.
The Tyson fight.
Yeah.
You know the bit. I mean, it's like, you know, everyone wants to like just fight stuff, you know, and just like watch that and just see with the blood.
The 90s was so violent.
Everyone was just like excited.
It was the best, wasn't it?
It was.
Aye, it's like it was. Well,
do you think young'uns? I hope I don't sound too macam on this podcast, mind.
It doesn't matter, mate.
I hope
nobody listens anyway.
Do you think young'uns nowadays who play, let's say you were 12 now and you played, I don't know, what's a modern game that's violent? Most of them are.
Do you think UFC, for example?
So do you think they're getting the same effect now as what we did in 1992?
I mean, obviously the graphics now are way surpassed. I mean, the UFC, for example, looks real. You know, like fairly real. It's still got that uncanny valley going on.
Do you reckon they're enjoying it as much? Because I think it's dying, man.
There's no passion.
I still love gaming now as much as I did back then, but I still prefer the older games than most of the newer games.
Why do you think we like the retro stuff?
Just because there's magic still there, where the newer stuff's lost it.
It's always going to be posh because our heart's there. It is. It just is, I think. I mean, I'd like to think, you know what I mean?
Well, I said when we first came in, we've all got, obviously, jobs, careers, kid, blah, blah, the list goes on.
20 years most times.
But when we play games, it takes us straight back.
Yeah, it's an escape.
To when we were 12, because life can be stressful.
Yeah, of course.
There's that much going on, and to sit, and again, I've got Dom with us now, and he's much. My mum said to us the other day, she says, you live through Dominic sometimes with these games. I'm like, Mum, I just want him to
enjoy
experience what I experienced, and he loves it.
Do you know what it's not though, right? Do you know what it's for me, right? I mean, and I'm going to sound like an old fart here a bit.
Well, we are.
Probably and that's not a bad thing. But I love history, right, personally. I love history in general, right? But I love to have our history and our gaming history still having a
we were at the beginning.
Platform.
Yeah, I know there was Amiga and Spectrum, but when it got good, we were there.
We're not the very first, I suppose. You know, you're going back to the 70s for that, and some of those guys are sadly dead now. But what we are bringing now, still, what we've taken from the 80s and the 90s, you know, with our classic games, you know, into the newest generations, it needs to exist forever. It does.
I think for me, like the late 80s and the 90s probably all of the 90s were the best time in gaming.
Peak when PS1.
No, it is. It's
Do
just
you
the
know-
arcades in general. Again, I know we're moving away a little bit here, but I think we should.
We're
because
just
it
having a retro conversation here,
Exactly.
aren't
It
Do you know
covers
what?
Mortal Kombat.
I'll change the episode title and just
Yeah,
release
people
something
have
else.
to.
No, we'll
Sure,
get
come back
back
to
to
Mortal Kombat in a
because
couple of weeks.
There's definitely some
do,
more.
do you know what annoys me now about games you get these days? And I think Microsoft are probably the biggest to blame here. Although I've got an Xbox, I love the Xbox games and that, but Game Pass has been a problem because they're now starting to water down what a game release is. They already were.
Yeah.
You were having to pay for DLC and
Yeah.
that. But now with Game Pass, you're almost getting like 60% of what your game should have been, and you have to pay a premium for the other 40%. And it makes sense from a company
From
standpoint.
money,
It does.
Yeah.
We had this discussion earlier, right?
But
About like the
it's
size
crap.
of games.
You
right?
don't get a
And
full game anymore.
Absolutely not.
And
And none of
here-
them, they rarely work.
Well,
GTA
yeah.
5
To
now
keep- well, I
is
tell you
still
what,
really buggy.
To keep this on point as
10,
well.
10-year-old game.
To keep this on point, boys, this actually does apply to Mortal Kombat as well with our most recent releases, where
Yeah.
you've still got a lot of extra content, like say Killer Instinct did, but into this.
Or buy it early
Well,
and you got the Van Damme skin.
Aye.
So pay an extra
Aye,
13
and
quid.
get extra
You shouldn't
material.
have
You
to
know,
do
aye,
it.
it's-
You
aye.
you should just pay your money and get what
Get
like
the-
what
get
you
the full
did back
game,
in the
yeah.
day.
Well, you're right, like I said, I know we've had this conversation already, but I still understand now where the size of games now, I mean, the amount of development that goes into them, the blockbuster films now, it's like,
Oh, it's
The
some of them
open
more
world
expensive.
games.
aye.
Yeah.
Well,
I
and-
played Red Dead 1. Not long, we just
aye.
finished the
Oh,
other day.
I love
Took about 70 hours to
Yeah.
get through it all.
I read it.
That's a long time to be gaming.
It's just, but I mean, Mortal Kombat though. Anyway, I mean, basically, I mean, the original. It started something. It wasn't the first game. I mean, we know it wasn't the first digitized fighting game. I mean,
Yeah.
Pit Fighter was earlier.
Pit Fighter
We've
predates
already.
it,
I don't know if you even know this, Gary, but there was an earlier fighting game called the Apostle Puppet Show,
Yeah.
which is a Chinese made and all. But honestly, here,
It'll
lads,
go down
it
well.
looks like you've seen this because we've discussed this previously. But it looks like it's more of a Street Fighter 1 style
Send me
fighting
a
game.
link for that, please, so I can watch it.
I will do. I will do. You need to watch the long play. Right? It's unusual. I'll say that much. But it's digitized, and so it's like it's earlier than Pit Fighter, and it's obviously 4
Yeah,
years
was
earlier.
Pit Fighter?
Pardon me.
Pit Fighter?
1990, 90, aye.
yeah.
1990
So there's
for
2 years
Pit Fighter 1,
between Pit
That
Fighter
and
Mortal
and...
Kombat.
Kombat 1 in
aye.
the arcade, yeah.
Is there a massive difference?
In
Oh,
quality
yeah.
of graphics, yeah.
Because
yeah.
Pit Fighter I can't really remember.
It's very
Yeah.
jerky though. I mean, again, given the 2 years, I mean, we've discussed Pit Fighter, but obviously Mortal Kombat was quite smooth. I mean, even at that time,
Yeah,
still
you-
quite
again, we've
smooth,
split
you
through
know.
it, and it's
Um,
smooth.
is it? It's the Midway Y unit I've got written down here. So that's
Yeah,
what Mortal
we've
Kombat
got
1
that,
was released
yeah.
on. In comparison to Pit Fighter, if you were to put them side by side, Pit Fighter would be like half the resolution and it
Yeah.
runs about 20 frames a second.
Yeah.
Where Mortal Kombat's fluent 60 frames. The
Was that
digitized
60
graphics.
frames back in the day?
Yeah, they're almost pretty much every arcade game apart from a few with all 60 hertz.
So how
60
can we not get
frames.
that on PS5 now with some games? Explain that.
Well, I could be a long conversation.
Yeah. I cannot. I cannot.
That's another
say,
podcast.
That's
I
another
cannot.
podcast.
Madness, isn't it? So they're re-releasing Metal Gear at the end of this month, fixed at 30, and people are saying, hold on a minute, this was PS1, but we're on PS5 now,
So-
so give us 60. And
Yeah, so Metal Gear Solid 1's fixed at 30 because it was 30 originally on the PS1.
right, so can they not improve that?
They probably, it depends how the game was coded and what's fixed into that 30 frames per second refresh.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I don't know. Chances are Konami lost the original because they tend to do that with
Well, that's
stuff.
what they claim. Again, this is another podcast, isn't it?
Number 2 and 3, in
Aye.
fact, all of them are up-res to 1080p.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were up-res to 720p on the PS3 and the Vita.
Alright.
So why can't they do 4K?
Are you playing the new Metal Gear? Or are you, sorry, not the new. Are you playing the Master Collection when it comes out?
Nah, it's a waste of money.
Really?
The
I haven't
version on the PC
played
is still better than
for
Metal
quite
Gear
a few
Solid 1.
years, like.
Really?
And
I've bought it early, bloody to get the skins in that with it.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, I love all three of them,
Do you know
especially
where
the
Metal
first
Gear
one.
starts? So I'm going to be. We've talked about this. I know we're moving away again, but we need to have this conversation. We might as well. Metal Gear 1 was 1980.
Is it NES?
No, MSX.
No, he's close. That's as close as you need to be.
It was the NES,
MSX, a Japanese computer before NES, and then the NES had a conversion now. But
did the grey?
aye,
all
that,
carry
exactly
on,
that.
right?
Aye,
Yeah.
exactly that.
Horrible
aye,
game.
Because Metal Gear Solid 1
I
on the
completed.
PlayStation.
That's why he doesn't like it. I
Did
completed.
you,
That's why.
see, I could never complete. Couldn't get through them. Until the PlayStation one in 90.
That's it, 88. 98, sorry, 98.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It became its own
Because that was
story.
Metal Gear Solid 3 in reality, wasn't it?
Metal Gear 3 in reality,
Yeah.
yeah.
Aye,
So
going
they've
by
got the solid
the-
name
aye.
from the PlayStation
Was it?
onwards, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat,
So
guys.
Mortal Kombat, lads.
Right.
I was going to say, right, but Mortal Kombat 1 still for a second though, right. It is a legendary game for several reasons.
Yeah.
Gary, I know
Yeah,
you'll
a
know, but I'm
legendary
going to mention this one
franchise,
every.
yeah.
Eh?
Legendary franchise.
Can I
No,
just say
I'm
I
gonna
was a
mention
legend in
Mortal-
playing it? I was undefeated for 5 years. Just saying.
So okay, so anyone wants to challenge Gary
You had to get that in.
to the competition? Yeah, I want to say
I'm
some,
on
fight.
PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Gary, here's a question for you. What was the first secret character in fighting gaming history? Oh,
In
boy,
history, or just in Mortal Kombat?
in history.
Oh, Christ.
You know it. It's easy as that, mate.
Reptile.
Was it Reptile?
Reptile.
Aye.
The first
In
game,
the
the
pit.
first character in that moment in the
in
pit.
Mortal Kombat 1.
That is the first
Yeah,
time
Reptile.
How did you get him?
fighting game, eh?
How did you get him?
Oh, there's several reasons. There were several methods. One, it was like look to the lunar, and you had to get the little figures. There had to be certain ways
Across
and
the
right
moon.
before, and then get
On
your.
the
Yeah.
sixth game.
Was it a double flawless? Double
Double,
flawless.
no fatality.
Obviously, uppercut to finish them in the pit, but there was.
The little fellas across the moon.
What could you not? Could you not use certain other moves as well?
You
Kicks.
couldn't use block.
block. It's a one eye.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. Aye.
So no block on the
Hi-
6th game. Fellas
historically,
across
aye.
the moon and uppercut.
Historically, in video gaming, arcade gaming as well, in 1992, Reptile was blew people's minds at the time. Wasn't it? Blew people's minds.
him? How'd you get him? How'd you fight him?
And what was, the funny thing it was, all he is really
Is a
is
green ninja.
Scorpion
Aye.
Or
with
Sub-Zero.
green, or with a
all the same
with a
in
little
number
bit
one,
of
wasn't it?
with
Yeah.
a little bit of quick and a bit, increase in hit points and that.
And he was mega
But
fast.
that
If I
was-
remember rightly,
Aye,
he was
I think he was
fast.
quicker, wasn't he?
That was a legendary thing, and that's where you got the which you'll know.
Who was the female secret character that mimicked?
what in
Reptile?
Mortal Kombat 1 that
It'd
the thought?
It'd have been, well, the Thought she was in one, but she was in 2 as a
Jade?
character. Jade. Aye.
Wait,
She was with a
what
stick.
the room
didn't
would
come
be
in-
in
did she not
Mortal
come in
Kombat 1
till
as well,
three,
was it? Huh?
Did Jade? I think she was secret in number 2. If I,
Yeah,
if I,
she
I, might, I,
secret
I might
in
be
two,
wrong.
She was,
Aye.
yeah.
Aye.
And she had the stick, and she
Because
was
they
really
missed her
fast.
out. They missed her
Yeah.
out of 3, but then they brought
No,
her back in Ultimate.
lads. Jade in Mortal Kombat 2 is based on Katana.
Yeah.
Jade in Mortal Kombat 3 has got a stick because she's got the full moveset of Katana.
Well,
Right.
not Mortal
That's
Kombat 3, Ultimate
Ultimate
Mortal
Mortal Kombat 3,
Yeah,
see.
Yeah, well,
Aye.
they added all the
Aye.
extra characters.
yeah, it added like
Noob
4 or
Saibot.
5 extra.
I love Noob Saibot.
Do you know why he's called Noob Saibot?
Aye,
Toby Aspin.
They reversed the names or something.
Aye.
Is that,
Yeah.
yeah, aye.
But,
This is just, we're flexing here,
Class little
lads.
thing. It is. This is
This is
great.
what
This is
we're
great.
doing.
This is Lasso because we're not stuff. We're not remember stuff. Gary, who is your favourite character?
Sub-Zero, mate, all day long.
on all the games.
Any particular version
Nah.
of Sub-Zero though?
Sub-Zero number 1, without a doubt.
So classic Sub-Zero.
Classic. Number 2, you can't get better than Jax.
I've never really played as Jax much.
Jax is great though, man.
You can't.
Yes, aye.
I've literally sat at times. I've literally sat and watched different people's opinions about different players, and it all boils down to Jax. And I didn't.
Aye.
I just picked him myself when I was like 13, or however old we were. But you can't beat Jax.
Well,
So-
my favourite character is Mocap.
What?
Who's he?
Exactly. No, I just lied. It's not. It's exactly.
Isn't that not like a virtual fighter character or something? A secret
We're
character?
talking about Mortal Kombat. You don't know who Mocap is.
Well, I know
Why
what
do I
motion
recognise
capture
that name?
Like, get that door open.
is. You're talking about motion capture, right?
Like, anyone who wants to chime in after this, please mention Mocap to these.
M-O-K.
M-O-K-A-P. He's probably the worst secret character in Mortal Kombat history.
Mocap.
Aye. He's next to Meat in Mortal Kombat 4.
Remember
aye.
Meat?
Aye.
What's the point?
I know. It's just a corpse.
He's in the new one, by the way.
Is he?
He's back.
Is there any need? Is there any need?
Is any meat?
I mean, goggles. Is there any meat? Aye. But I mean, like, here's one. I know again moving away, but within. But
Are you going to talk about Tekken here?
no, I was going to talk about Rise of the Robots. Actually,
I've never played
Don't
that.
ever mention that.
Leon Pevley used to love that game.
I shout out to Rise and
Shout out to Pev.
Yeah, right, Pev and Rise. No,
When,
there was
when we do a Rise one, we'll bring him in on it.
well,
Try and get him in.
It was a
Get him a
version
bottle of Jack
of
Daniels and he'll come in.
Motaro, who actually didn't have the whole back end, and that was just more of a centaur.
Did you
That
like
was one of the 3D
Motaro?
versions. No, not at all.
Nah.
Who was
No.
your favourite sub-boss out of all of them?
Kintaro, point like we use it. I like Kintaro. Aye.
What was
He
that?
looked like Goro, but with tight stripes. I remember thinking he was cool as hell, you know.
Yeah,
Aye.
it's just
For,
cool.
for me, it was Goro because I
This-
could beat him quite easily.
There's some later bosses, though, guys. There's some later bosses in some of the 3D games. I like Draman, I think, with he's got nice skin or something and that and stuff. There's just Onaga, the Dragon King, and that. I like
Well,
the
he
idea
was
of
the
some
daddy,
them
wasn't he? In
characters
the
there.
later, I think in number 4, which was terrible. Armageddon, was it?
I quite liked 4.
All the blocky.
Yeah,
looked
it was the first
um,
3D one. But
Aye,
it was-
what was-
I quite
what did you
enjoyed it.
say? What fighting game did you mention? You nodded.
Oh, technically, so.
Tekken.
Looked like Tekken.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
Kind
it
of.
was,
Aye.
do you know what I liked about 4 though? They brought weapons in for the first time,
Yes.
so everybody had like the weapon.
I thought it was weird.
individually.
No,
Big swords
and
didn't
whatnot,
appeal to me.
I like that.
No,
But,
it
and do you know,
didn't appeal to me.
what that led to
Oh,
me
get
as
on,
well?
mate. Jesus,
I
sure.
really enjoyed. Was it Deception, where
Yes.
where you had to start? If you don't mind, mate, where we had
Just passing
different
beer
stances. Had different stances, and you could change between the 3 different stances. And one of them was a weapon stance.
Yeah.
And it almost turned it into Soul
Right,
Calibur.
all right, lads. We'll
was
chuck
quite
this
good.
on the. We'll chuck it on the other end, and right. So, who's your worst Mortal Kombat character
Across the
in the whole
board.
series? In the whole series.
Shao Kahn, I hate him. No, Shao Kahn out the
Why-
second one
why-
because he's
why?
the cheapest boss ever.
No.
do you
I
mean?
mean, no. All right,
He
all right.
just,
No,
he just
I
smacks
didn't
you out with his
specify.
hammer. You don't get a chance
He's
to do
still a
anything.
boss, though. He's
And
still a
then
boss.
charges you.
Aye.
Don't make me laugh.
He was handsome though.
Don't
wasn't
make
he?
me laugh.
Oh yeah, he is. He's a good
You
looking
know, like
lad.
guys, don't make me laugh.
It's hard to tell though when he's swinging his hammer in my face.
Yeah. Can you play him in the third?
I don't
In
think.
trilogies unlockable because I used to like kick Mark a lot with.
Yeah, I-
kick foot.
Yeah.
I used to have because
That's the only way you could win a
I used to
game.
come in drunk. Remember saying I used to come in
You
drunk.
mentioned that a few times.
Oh,
Coming in
boys,
drunk,
quite
man.
good
Is this a
player,
regular
good player,
occurrence?
come in drunk. Aye.
No, this is his excuse for getting his
97, aye.
backside hand.
Ah,
No,
that old,
no,
that old
I'm actually-
chestnut. I got whooped because I was steaming.
No, I was.
That's what it
You know,
was.
I used to play.
Can you remember when you used to play Goro and Kintaro was always bigger?
Yeah.
You remember that? Goro was a little maggot.
I compared to
And you
Kintaro,
used to
right?
think Goro was the
That's
boy
why.
back in the day.
I
They
know.
done Goro dirty, I think.
Well, yeah.
Because he got in the film, Johnny Cage just kicked him off a cliff, did he not?
He did. He fell off. He did the old
didn't he
dive.
punch
Bye-bye.
him? Didn't he package check him first and knock
Punch
him
him in
off?
the nuts and then
Aye,
send
did.
him.
Quite cool. I
But
quite
Goro
like that
in the
Goro.
newest Mortal Kombat film, he got
He
done
got
dirty
killed
as
worse as well. He got
Aye,
killed
off
in
that
worse,
kid
aye.
who's just.
Who is that?
You
Who
tell
is
me.
he?
You tell me. I'll
No,
never
I'll-
understand that.
Here's one for you, right? Again, we're keeping it on Mortal Kombat, even we're moving around all over the shop.
That's fine.
I loved the online series where it's got, I can't say his name, the Japanese guy who played,
Anthologies.
you know who I'm talking, you know.
There's a couple of series.
It's him, right? It's Kiwi, the Japanese actor who played Shang Tsung in the first film.
Aye, I know what you mean.
And
Aye.
do you know
Was
he's
it
in the Mortal
anthologies?
Kombat series?
I think it is anthologies.
I think, is it
Anthologies?
called Anthologies, is it?
Because
It's
there's
not.
two series on
It's got a
YouTube. You
different
can
name.
watch them.
It's got a different name. But he comes back as the same character, which is nice, like
Yeah.
10, 15 years later, you know what I mean?
Did you ever watch the
But yeah.
cartoon?
No.
I think I've got
I
a
wasn't aware
cartoon
there
on a
was a
disc.
cartoon.
but-
It was similar to like the Double Dragon cartoon. But what again? They're on YouTube. You might have to pay for them nowadays.
Double Dragon cartoon.
I watched a couple of them. I can't remember. I think I got them on like IPTV or something daft like
You've
that.
got the cartoon as well, haven't you?
I've got
Cartoons are
comics.
Brilliant. I've got a few comics.
It's
Aye,
not
aye.
the
worth
Gary,
it. It's
it's not the
now.
same.
It's on
He's got them. He's got the full set, but it's
Have
not
you?
the same.
Aye,
He's got them up
was
top.
it
aye.
4, 6? I've
It's
got
only
the
got
You've got
half
the
a
full
dozen,
set, the comics.
Double Dragon comics.
Gary,
aye.
Oh, the double.
It's not the same. It's not the same as there's no Bobo isn't there and
Who's
Jeff,
Bobo?
Bobo, the big guy
Smashed
used to
through
pop
the
out the
wall,
wall and
didn't
that.
Oh,
I mean, all
we're
that
talking
crap,
about
you know?
Double Dragon.
Aye,
He used to throw the barrel at him.
Aye,
yeah. And the music will go. The
the boss music only come out. Aye, that's
Yeah.
it.
Are we on Double Dragon now, fellas?
No, let's get back to Mortal Kombat.
Double
Jeez.
Dragon and Mortal Kombat. Double Dragon versus Mortal Kombat. Come on, lads, away.
They wouldn't stand a
did have
chance with the
Battletoads. It's
Battletoads. Have you played the most recent Battletoads?
I didn't like it much.
Nah, he hated it.
Right, so Double Dragon versus Mortal Kombat versus Battletoads, I think. Like,
Let's get back to Mortal Kombat. So, when you first seen Mortal Kombat 2, right?
Yes.
What were your impressions after playing Mortal Kombat 1?
I was down Cornwall
Right?
with my mum, my dad, and my brothers. My oldest brother Joe
I've
used
got
to
a story
surf.
about this.
My aunt used to surf. I used to bodyboard, or whatever that's floating about on a piece of foam. And I went in the arcade, and it was brand new, put in that day.
Aye.
No one was standing around it. The people were just pulling all the. Do you know when you buy a new
plastic.
the plastic
Aye.
off, and they were pulling? And I was thinking, even at that age, I was thinking, you shouldn't leave that on there.
Did you want
I
to take
know.
it sealed and mint? Aye.
But I played Liu Kang, and on my first go, I done his dragon fatality without knowing how to
by
do it.
accident.
Down forward, back high kick,
Aye.
and that stuck with me forever.
Here, lads,
When he
I'll
turns
tell
into
you.
the Green Dragon and bites him in half.
Aye,
Yeah.
which is where obviously Animalities came from, isn't it? Originally from that fatality.
Aye,
But
and that one's in the new movie as well. That's the fatality that he does, isn't it?
I
He's
do.
when Cabal's in the swampy bit.
yeah, he's in the sand, isn't it? In the temple.
And it melts him. Yeah.
I do have a kind of first memory of Mortal Kombat. Well, there's two. Laser Quest was the thing at the time, which look, Quasar actually. Quasar in the town.
Quasar.
Do you know when you look? Them
right,
days
were
the
fantastic,
town.
lads.
Oh,
Still
honestly,
around?
man.
Is
But
it?
do you know when you look, right? You know when you go into the town and you go in Dundas Street and you look forward and you still got the Quasar sign. They had a Mortal Kombat 2
Is
machine
that still on the wall?
It's still on the wall, right? And that was marked. That was a prototype machine that they had. It was not the full set of characters and everything. It was what was doing is it would play all the characters in one set order. And
So,
I think you thought like Luke I've got
a bit of info on that. So that was Division 1.4, I think.
It might be several.
So it was almost a prototype.
Well.
It was.
Is this number 2?
Yes, aye.
So it had all the characters, but it didn't have all the fatalities.
Aye, that's right. One fatality character. But wait, let us add the same cap. Well,
No endings.
No endings for the
So
characters.
what happened at the end? Just
Probably just game
game
over.
over.
there, mate.
Start
Aye.
again.
But I think the same cabinet, because I played the same cabinet in Selden's, in next to Crows and that. You know, when they were run by them miserable old people and that. Like, everyone
They wouldn't let you in.
Aye.
Yeah, you got to be with an adult.
Exactly. Aye.
Used to get the elder lad to take you in.
That was the first arcade. That was before the one I've just mentioned in Laser Quasar. They had that machine for anybody else, and it was like everyone's just sitting there miserable, trying to play it and that, you know.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep, Mortal
And
Kombat
had it
2,
in
Mortal
there?
Kombat 2 in there. And I remember
No one would have played it because no one would get in there.
No.
it was I remember John Hardy. I don't know if you know who that
John
was
Harden.
in school. No, not John Harden. Not John Harden.
We're
John
mentioning
James
people from
Hardy.
school
Aye,
on
not
podcast
John.
day.
Aye.
Shout out to John Harden.
Aye, all the best, John. Oh, you'll have to join us for the podcast, mate. Not John James Hardy. He's called. He had all the moves on paper or something. 'Cause I remember him calling the special move that Baraka had.
Do you want Sub-Zero's fatality?
Aye. Give it a
Kenwood
quiz.
Chef,
Do you want a
apparently.
flick knife?
Kenwood
Jack's-
Chef.
3 fags, you can have it.
But I mean, yeah, the thing is, there's probably a canny few PCBs kicking around with that version, like, but I don't know if it's worth so much money or what, but
Well, the final version was 3.1, so I think November 93 it released in North America at 1.4.
This rings a bell, this.
And then it wasn't until Jan 94 when the version 3.1 came out, where it was actually a complete game.
Yeah.
So kind of like what you get these days,
Aye.
where it's broken when you
Yeah,
release it.
yeah.
You've got to wait a few months for a patch.
Till it's fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Till it's releasable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a bit strange that these cabinets were in places you.
it's not, Mark.
I didn't
No,
think
that's
you'd
a
be able
test
to play them.
location cabinet.
Yes.
It's a test cab. I know this
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
because it's something I deal in, you know.
Yeah.
I work with, you know, but that is absolutely what you'd expect, test cab, mate. But the PCBs and the cabinets cannot sometimes be sold separately. Well, fortune, mate, as you probably know. Or they'll sell the PCB separately later on.
Yeah.
Put
Can I
the new
sound-
PCB in the cabinet.
At the risk of sounding stupid here, what's a PCB?
I'll
Print-
print circuit
it's
board.
printed circuit board, so it's a jammer board.
The guts, mate.
I haven't
Game.
got a clue about.
I went
any
through a
of that.
phase where this is something I collected. I'd buy the arcade games and play them on a small machine I had. So I could buy games like Mortal Kombat and play them at home. But that was too expensive back in the mid-90s. That would be about £2,000 for PCB. But all the games like Double Dragon cost about 70 quid, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'd have Double Dragon 1 on my telly, the arcade version. Or Double Dragon 2 or Double Dragon 3, Mark's favourite, you know.
So
Number 3 is your
Double Dragon. Oh, I hate number 3. One's my
the
favourite.
worst ever, number 3.
Oh,
I would
God,
love to have that conversation someday now.
Anyway, Mortal Kombat, lad.
Yeah, so just to as a technical thing here, in case you're not aware. So, like a Mega Drive, for example.
Yes.
You've got all the guts, the processor and everything's inside the console, and you've got a cartridge, which is a few ROM chips, which is the game, okay? In an arcade, you've got the PCB or jammer board or
It's the same
whatever
as a card,
version it
yeah,
is.
really, aye.
So, that's actually got all of the processors and everything on it. And the arcade machine itself is just the power supply and the
Just a
interface
plug,
for the
big
controller.
So the cabinet's massive and it's
big
just a
plug.
tiny little thing.
It's,
really, isn't
yeah,
it?
so it's got a big
like
loom
them
on
one-up
it.
arcades, there's nothing in them.
Yeah, well, they even nothing more.
I say,
Yeah,
guys,
it's a tiny
just
little
big
system
plug,
on a
mate.
chip.
A lot of it isn't it though just more about artwork and attracting people with it being an arcade machine for
It's
for
literally
commercial
an
use, aye.
interface to plug in your game or whole system into
Yeah.
that, and it literally it's a control interface and a interface for the screen and any lights and stuff like that.
Can you remember what artwork was on the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade?
It's Raiden Kano on the sides in it rain. I remember rain going, and like I remember a picture I've seen of a flyer where Kano's pulling a kid into the screen.
Through the screen. It's on the poster.
That's one. That's
what
definitely
about the
one.
Mortal Kombat 2 arcade? What's on the side of that?
It's blue.
It's Raiden still. Raiden's definitely on there as well with his lightning. Yep, aye. And I can't remember who else.
Big dragon.
Aye, I saw
Golden
Luke
Dragon.
Hang's death movement. Aye.
You make me want to play the new one when I get in, lads.
Class.
Well, that's good, isn't it? Apart from the fact that you've had no sleep for a while, so you're probably not playing
It's
very
only
well.
been, what, nearly 24 hours?
Aye.
Who needs sleep?
Are you enjoying this? What? It's fun, isn't it? Though?
These podcasts,
Aye.
mate. I said, Dominic says, you went, Daddy, are you going to drink beer and talk about Mortal Kombat? I says, yes, son. He went,
Best thing
wow.
ever.
This is what we're
Do you know what it is
talking
though? I think this is the best one we've had so far. Because we're just yapping about the games and general games though as well, which is what I always want to be. Which is markets as natural as what I watch.
Yeah.
What I watch, the podcasts I watch, where we're just having a general crack on. We're generally talking about the subject, but we're obviously still having a little bit of skirt around sometimes where other games can be sort of like, have a little bit of a...
Well, here's one for you. Let's do some venting, okay? Mortal Kombat 3. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan, right?
Should I get my list?
Go for it, mate.
I've
Aye, go for
already.
it. That's what you made it for, right?
So I played number 3 yesterday.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday, all the way through. And I've done multiple pages here about what's just about the goodness. And I wrote nothing good at all about number 3.
Let's hear some of it. And I don't think this will be hot takes either. I think
the run button.
It didn't add nothing.
Just spoils it.
The idea is running combo, isn't it? That's and you can
which
spin
leads
your
us on
opponent.
because what do they call it? Chain combos, they call it.
Yeah.
Aye.
Animalities. If you're going to do them better.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. If you're going to don't make
some of them don't match up the characters really as well.
They just face the character, loads of blood and mercy. Mortal Kombat.
Aye, what's the point of having
no
mercy?
place for it. Sorry.
At what point would you have a murder? You're playing against your mate in the arcade. You're going to murder him.
I see though, Gary,
absolutely.
before you finish your list though, right? But I can see where, obviously I've read reviews as you will or not, but I can see where they were coming from, where they're trying to create new features.
Something new. Well, they have
keep
to.
People coming.
It's how they keep things
it's
alive.
Like, I think that the improvements they made weren't enough. They would never be enough because they couldn't do enough because Mortal Kombat 2 is such a massive improvement.
Mortal Kombat 2 sold the most.
Such a beautiful sequel over its original, it is, It's
Mortal Kombat 2.
It's immeasurable, mate. It's like Twist Metal 2 and Twist Metal 1.
Perfect sequel. You'll not get a better sequel than
and you could never do it. And I think, I know it goes against your philosophy, but I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen and played, it was a respectable sequel. What they could have done, just not a great sequel.
No,
that's all I'll say.
Player's fantastic. In fact, I see I've put nothing positive.
Aye.
It's Player's the most fluent out of all of them.
Yeah.
But it's the too
if
cartoony.
If they could have applied that playability to 2 and kept it there, maybe.
Imagine. But we're lucky enough to have 2. Too goofy. Motaro.
There's too many jokes as well.
It's got a horse body.
I know. With the silver tail. It's nice, It's lovely.
Just stop it. The funny voices, like one of the fatalities, I think it's Sindel, shakes her on a stick, shakes her wethers, and screaming like a little baby.
Yeah.
Baraka, you can attack a baby.
I know.
And it's more of a personal thing, but doing a beability and then attacking the baby to no my boo.
Aye.
It's too much.
It's just weird and all.
And it's not Mortal Kombat. And the biggest thing, which I've already mentioned, they've taken away the Asian style and all the Asian music. It's modern.
Yeah, it's got a completely different feeling, hasn't it?
It has, and I know you can burst through the floor, so it's multi-platform.
I don't hate the soundtrack of Mortal Kombat 3, mate. You know why? Because I grew up with Trilogy for a couple of years, that's why.
Right,
so I don't hate the soundtrack, but I love the soundtrack of 1 and 2 as well, so I can't see where you come from, mate.
Do you know,
I just don't hate it in its own right.
When I think of Mortal Kombat, I think of Shang Tsung sitting in the background. Watching.
And clapping when the wind losing it,
Not a street with leaves, with letters, and a bank in the background that's on fire.
I felt like the worst thing I hated about Mortal Kombat 3 initially was the removal of like typical Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I just found it odd.
Yeah,
I didn't like the new.
Do you know why that happened? Are you aware of what happened?
Yeah.
Why they took them out? The lawsuits and that.
The lawsuit, aye.
Can I just add something on a whim here? You know that I met, obviously, the dude who played.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Carlos, aye.
So me and my wife went down to Harbour, if I remember rightly, to meet them. Lovely blokes, so humble. And
who was this?
Daniel Piscina and Carlos. So Daniel played Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, Smoke, all the ninjas. Carlos played Raiden.
Right.
he only played Raiden for the first 2.
Yeah.
Then he stepped away because of the lawsuit, but they invited him back in. If I can remember rightly.
In trilogy, didn't he?
But he's been involved with everyone since. Whereas Daniel, and I've got something to tell you, but I'll have to tell you off podcast because we were showed something that we.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
Yeah,
that's been sensitive,
and one of the first things, in fact, I was at work the other day just writing stuff down in here. Obviously, you can tell I'm busy at work, so I'm doing Mortal Kombat stuff at work. And I was sitting thinking, I'm sure Daniel told us about the Van Damme rumour.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage is meant to be based on Van Damme.
Right.
So,
which looks the case.
Which looks
a Hollywood actor.
Absolutely. So, but I remember Daniel saying they've never even spoke. Van Damme was never involved. So I rang Jen. I said, Jen, do us a favour. Can you remember when blah, blah, blah? And she went, I remember, because I was having a few swallows, shock. Jen wasn't. And she went, no, she just confirmed that there was no Van Damme involvement. Nothing was based on Bloodsport. It was just, they just were similar.
And these rumours have gotten around a bit.
And everyone loved it back in the day. Oh, he's meant to be Van Damme and all that.
Well, when the film was announced, everybody was like, oh, it's got to be Van Damme for Johnny Cage. And I think to this day, it still would have made sense to have Van Damme play
I've
Johnny
met Van
Cage.
Damme as well.
Right.
In real life. I should have brought the pictures in. Remember that, son?
Send us them. I'll put them on the podcast.
What a lovely bloke. He slapped me chest. Honest. But you should see how old he is now.
Oh, I've seen
You get
him.
a
I've
shock.
seen him, yeah.
Because you always think of him in Kickboxer.
Aye.
So he couldn't have played.
Well,
he couldn't
do you
have
know
done
what
it.
it is?
I've watched the last two films that he's done.
Stuff, though.
Yeah.
He's
Kickboxer 4.
Still fit as a fiddle.
I like him in his recent stuff. I mean, I've seen
Back in the day,
two
would have made
of
it
the
brilliant.
Universal Soldier. I know, again, we're moving a bit, but I think we should be a little bit. I've seen a couple of the Universal Soldier films that he has, so...
Back in the day, he would have been great. But
Yeah.
now, just because Johnny Cage is in his 20s.
Aye, well, that's,
You need
it
someone
wouldn't work now.
But the bloke who's playing him in number 2, who was it again? I looked at it yesterday. Have you seen who's playing Shao Kahn in number 2 of the film?
No.
Oh, no.
While you're doing that, I tell you who I really... Scorpion is amazing. He is a brilliant
Perfect.
actor.
Oh, I love him.
Perfect.
He's excellent. He's
Perfect.
fantastic.
You
I'm trying to
couldn't
think his
pick a
name
better
right now,
fella.
but,
Definitely
he's in Last Samurai, not? I'm trying to think of the name of the guy.
I can't remember his name, but he is such a good actor.
Behan though as well.
Yeah, he's
Aye.
excellent and all.
Aye,
Yeah.
I keep calling. I tell him it's Behan now. It's no longer
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, is it? You
Yeah.
know,
Well, no,
so deep.
the end he's like, I'm
Right.
now Sub-Zero.
Fellas, I wish we could... That's Shao Kahn, obviously.
Right.
Let's have a close look. Yeah. Oh, cool.
If you send us that, Gary, I'll put it on the podcast
playing
video.
him?
Yeah, so I tell you who I thought about for Shang Tsung. I don't even know if he's around anymore, but
Philip Hahn or Philip Hahn? Yeah.
Shao Kahn. Sorry, I'm thinking
Yes,
of
yeah.
Shao Kahn. Right? Do you remember the wrestling? There was an Aussie guy back in the early 2000s. He was only in WWE for a few months. Steve something, I can't remember what he's called.
I'm gonna have to Google.
He was a big guy, bald, but he looked like what Shao Kahn would, who I imagined him being. In fact, do you remember Troy, the film Troy?
Oh, aye.
Yes, I know who you mean.
When he guns and jumps in and I know,
It's
classic
him.
scene,
He would have been a fantastic Shao Kahn, like.
It's the same bloke.
Aye, yeah. Oh, it is him.
Him.
Aye, that's
He
him.
got
Yeah,
the sword down there.
yeah, right in the throat. Yeah,
of
aye.
Apollo. Yeah, is it Apollo?
Troy.
Troy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I always thought he would have been the ideal actor for it,
Yeah.
but he might be a bit old now to play that because he
Well, Troy was a few years ago, wasn't it?
Troy, probably about 15 years ago.
Well, that
something
Martin
like.
Ford, if you look at him, Google him, he's a British actor as well.
Oh,
And I think, and if you think Shao Kahn sounded British, in my humble opinion,
Right.
I've spoken to her last. I said, "Who does he sound like?" She was like, "American." He sounded British to me.
Aye. So, hey, what do we think? I think we're probably between the three of us, we all agree Mortal Kombat 2 is the best out of the first three.
Number one's best for nostalgia,
Yeah.
for personal reasons.
To me, in my opinion, developed the formula to a point where it was the pinnacle.
Just put the cherry on top of number
Yeah,
one.
did,
You
aye.
couldn't get a better.
The classic
sequel.
series, innit?
Aye,
Or
yeah.
if we can agree on that, the classic.
And they were lost with number three.
Aye.
What can we add to make it better? Sometimes less is more.
You're the only person, Gary, here who's played the new one. What do you think?
I've only done a few rounds with my son, Matt. I've never done none of the story.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Aye.
Better than 11 and 10, yeah?
It's identical. It's identical, but far better. So if you look at the Genesis version of number one,
Aye.
In the SNES version, they're identical, but the SNES moves better. So I say I'm not into the technical side.
Yeah.
It moves better. There's no nothing slows down. It's just perfect. It's fluent. It's just perfect.
Well, I mean, it should be. You're talking about
Yeah.
a game on new
But
new hardware.
sometimes when they get too perfect, I miss the
The clunkiness.
yes.
Aye. See, again, it goes back to our nostalgia, though.
But that's
you
the
know.
nostalgia talking,
I mean-
because you don't want clunkiness in a game.
For me
Nah,
personally,
you want
I mean,
perfection.
you
but
do.
To me, in my eyes, number one, perfect.
For me personally, I mean, Mortal Kombat as a whole, as a series, as a franchise, right, is got such long legs that in so many different iterations on so many different. Oh, I'm good, mate. For so many different platforms and different generations, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're moving from obviously at this moment in time, can't remember the name of the hardware for Mortal Kombat 1, but we know it ran
it's the
on.
Y series, wasn't it?
So that ran on Mega Drive, SNES, whatever, when it was converted. But you've got it's ran through like PS2 and 3 and Xbox OG and
Yeah, so
360.
so you went from what was essentially 16-bit hardware in the arcade on the Y series.
Aye,
Is
to
that what the
we have
arcades
now.
were?
Yeah.
16-bit. So it was a Mega Drive.
Well, the Mega Drive was
Not
a
far
very weak version of arcade Motorola 68000. I don't think Midway's equipment was even on 68000s at the time. It was something different again. But then you went from the Y series to the T series, which was Mortal Kombat 2, then to the Wolf hardware, I think it was called, for the third one, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat
So what was
3.
the difference from 2 to 3? Because I've spoken to multiple people about this. 3 was so perfect, but everyone's always been like, it was so
It was
perfect,
just
but-
more powerful hardware again.
Yeah.
You know,
Again,
it was bordering on. Well, it was technically 32-bit, really hardware at the time.
I always remember, like Gary, you remember this. I always remember at the time, right, that the adverts. I mean, I looked at all.
sent you them. Did I put them in the group
magazines
chat the
at
other
time.
day, didn't I?
Aye, I looked at all the magazines at the time, right, and it says, "Oh, Mortal Kombat 3 will be an exclusive to PlayStation."
PlayStation, yeah.
And then the arcade version
come out
came
on
out.
everything,
Did
didn't
you know
Aye.
why they brought out Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcade?
I think it was it to appease people?
Well, what happened was, right, Mortal Kombat 3 came out in the arcade, okay, and obviously everybody bought it for their arcades because it was a big name, right? And then the console versions came out straight away.
Aye.
So what happened was the people in the arcade owners, they kicked off
Yeah,
because
they
the
did, aye.
console
Points, aye.
versions were
Yeah,
available.
what's the point? Aye.
Yeah, obviously they were losing money.
Yeah.
So Midway went back and created Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which had
So
more
the
characters.
brought back
arcades
the
have a
original
unique
Sub-Zero,
version,
yeah,
and its own
Ultimate
extra
Combat
features,
codes,
aye,
things like
aye.
that.
Do you know what going on to the? I made a note of this. This is what Daniel told us. Do you know when they made Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah.
They've done the provisional videoing with a home video camera. So do
Right.
you know the flying kicks and the uppercuts?
Aye.
Video camera.
Oh,
and then
good,
number
aye.
2, this I mean more to use with the technical side. The camera cost, it was a 20 grand Sony camera,
Aye.
but he was saying it was literally a video. So when they started videoing, the dad was standing there, put
Yeah.
the thing down, and
Doing
was just
that.
videoing him like that.
Do you
and
know
I was
it's-
listening thinking,
Isn't there a charm to that though? The charm.
I think
to
that's
that
what it
sort of
is.
Like, and that's what again it goes back to.
do you remember Wonder Boy?
I love Wonder Boy.
And you
Aye.
think back and you think, oh. But if you play it now, it's crap.
It's
But you think
Yeah,
back to more.
I
Do you still
disagree
like it?
completely. I love Wonder Boy.
The jump,
What a game.
so short, but then you think back to Mortal Kombat and you think, oh, how clunky it was, and then you play it again and you think, it's still amazing. There's something about it. It's never lost its charm.
Do you know the worst thing about Mortal Kombat, and this stands for probably all of them, including the new ones? You can't control your jump. You can only jump in that
Once you
arc.
jump, you jump.
That's
That's
it.
it,
aye.
yeah.
And it
Aye,
makes
aye,
it predictable for hitting you.
Unless
you
you're
know?
Scorpion from number 2.
Oh, and you can,
You
like,
can
you
jump
teleport.
and then teleport out
Aye.
of it.
in the middle of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
You know,
Which is
another big
broken that.
problem with number 3 is you could keep them up. Hear that?
Oh,
So
the
you could-
juggling.
Juggling. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's
So
juggling,
you
yeah.
could uppercut them, flying kick, fireball, and you just stand there thinking,
Well, it was the combo system, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 3 started the combo system.
that
Was
run
it,
button ruined it.
They
Combo
would dial a
arcade.
combo
Yeah.
back in the day though. It's like, you know,
Remember
I
the
know there's
codes?
a lot of.
Number 3?
Oh well, that
Combat
was it. That
codes.
was
Did anyone
the
understand
thing is,
that?
well,
You
again,
can
though,
unlock
that,
extra features. I think things like reduce someone's health or make your health bigger, that kind
unlock
of thing.
stuff,
But
secret
it's
games,
not-
like
it's not
secret
Mortal
mini games
Kombat,
and
it's not
like
a tournament.
ping pong.
Yeah.
And again, me and Piscina were talking about this. No, Daniel, his brother. And I said, Owen, can I ask you an honest question? We were sitting having a pint when I took that picture that I put on Facebook. I says, can I ask you a question? I says, how do you feel about Mortal Kombat now? And it's the same as how I feel. And you might feel the same. Mortal Kombat's not about the Terminator and the alien.
No.
and Michael Myers.
Aye, you talk about the
Or the
additional
Joker
Last
or
tournament.
DC. Aye. See, that the first time they jumped the shark for me was DC versus Mortal Kombat, wasn't it though?
With
That's
Superman and
what-
all
aye.
that. And was it
Aye,
Batman in that?
aye,
in?
Superman, Batman, aye,
Yeah.
the Joker and that. And it's like, well, no,
I
that's
must
what
admit,
Mortal
I
Kombat's
like
about.
seeing like the Terminator and Predator and stuff in there. But I'll be honest, and Jason Voorhees,
Friday 13th.
Yeah.
The first thing I did when I fired up 10 on Steam, because I got it for like £2 or whatever it was. Plays
I must
Jason
get a
Voorhees.
Steam Deck.
Oh, I've got one, amazing.
What they're like?
Oh, it's the best thing
Can I
ever.
go totally off track there and ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I play the original Dino Crisis and Resident Evil and that? I'm on them.
I'll help you do that, yeah.
Right.
Easily.
Because that's what my worry is, because I don't understand the... I'll speak to you after this.
Yeah. Aye, we'll take that conversation
Yeah.
out of this, but yeah, easily. Very
Keep,
easily.
keep it in the podcast up because it's a nice little.
I
I just want the Dino Crisis, the all the original Silent Hill.
You can pretty
You know,
much, if you set it up right, which is really easy, and I can do it
Because
for
I think
you.
the 400
You-
quid, I think.
It depends which one you want.
Yeah.
But you can play anything from, well,
Parasite Eve, all them.
all 70s up to, PlayStation 3, some PlayStation 3
It's
stuff
not yeah, like the original Parasite Eve, Max. Not many people do because of what it is, but like you know,
Fantastic.
aye, it's a different kind of game. To what Resident
It
Evil
was
is
classed
not.
as a Resident Evil, far from it.
Pretty much,
Aye.
I was. But, Dino Crisis was pretty much Resident Evil, wasn't it?
Well, that remake, can you remember Fear Effect?
Yeah. Aye, I remember
There's a
that.
remake coming out,
Aye.
apparently next year.
Aye, yeah. Well, we'll see where that goes. Oh, yeah, bloody
I
hell.
love Fear Effect. That was survival horror.
I will say one thing, right, about MK. I'll say one thing.
Sorry,
right?
I addressed
No, I
it.
mean,
We
I
fell
will
down
say
that
right,
rabbit hole again.
there's many
lot of rabbit
holes
holes
and many
around
rabbit holes of secret characters and that though. Right, throughout the whole of the series, right, my favourite character, right, has always been Sub-Zero because I know that's so vanilla.
What?
It's vanilla.
It's cliche, innit? it?
It is cliche. but
Scorpion for me.
Scorpion or
he's-
Sub-Zero. Why? What's...
they're
And
just
similar.
the stories behind them. It's like I loved because you've got so many different Sub-Zeros.
They portrayed the story in the
Aye.
newest Mortal Kombat perfect for Sub-Zero and
Yeah.
Scorpion. Perfect.
And well, to be when I say Sub-Zero is my favourite character, I suppose it's Sub-Zero with some Scorpion because they have so much relationship together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, you must have seen the film The Best of the Best. You
Yes.
know, and
Yeah.
everyone
I was
remember
watching
the end.
clips of it the other day on Shorts.
You've got to remember the end of The Best of the Best, right?
He gives him the medal.
When it's his brother, it's like, and that you can tell they watched that because the story. I've done this with you when I've been drunk, but the story of
Is
that
he always-
is
was he always
drunk,
pissed back in
drunk
the
on
day?
piss. Aye.
This
is
probably
recent,
only about 90% of the time.
Only
So the
90%,
10%
only 90%. Aye. They were like, "Oh, I'm your brother, and I'm going to look after you," and that just reminds us of that little scene at the end of Best of the Best. So if you remember that, when the two brothers cuddle and that, because they are brothers in real life, you know, even though they're not in the film. But it just is. You can tell they've looked
Scorpion and
to be a
Sub-Zero.
aye. They
No,
are
no,
not brothers. No,
No, they're different clans. and
Different
that.
clans, yeah.
Being queer
And
and
Sub-Zero,
the way
yeah.
he'll look
Quan
after them.
Chi's the one that starts all the drama.
Yeah, that
Because he
sounds
portrays
right, aye.
Scorpion and kills Sub-Zero's
Aye.
Oh yeah, he kills his tribe or
daughter,
something.
yeah.
Aye.
But it's not Scorpion.
Gazo
No,
is
It's not Sub-Zero, it's Quan Chi.
Guys,
Aye.
I have to
And
ask
that's
you a
where
question,
deception
right?
comes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a big question which we have already spoken. You mentioned that you like Mortal Kombat mythologies, and I don't know why.
Sub-Zero?
Is it
honest.
just that? Have you completed it though?
No. And
Right.
I have to be honest, it's the jumping. You cannot
What was
control
discussed earlier? Aye,
it. The crouch,
aye.
and you get frustrated. So you end up saying, and you watch it on
I
YouTube.
can't imagine Mortal Kombat's
Watch a long
controls
bit.
working with platform / puzzle /
Yeah.
traps. It again, that going back to that word, clunky.
Yeah. Did you play number 11?
No, I haven't. I'm waiting for it to be 50 pence on Steam, and then I'll get
Right.
it.
You can do it's like a story mode where you go around all the levels.
Yeah.
So Goro's lair,
Aye.
where you walk into Goro's lair and he's sitting on his throne because he's dead. And if you like nostalgia, mate, and you're unlocking different things and shout,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I like
Dom.
I love the crypt stuff that they do in the new ones where you unlock it with the combat tokens, whatever
Yeah.
it is. You go around, there's like thousands of things.
That was
to
another
unlock.
thing with number 3. You can pick your difficulty.
Yeah, aye, the different trees.
Stop it. It's Mortal Kombat.
I know.
You get what
I
you're
know.
given.
Aye.
Well, I mean,
Am I
the
old-fashioned
towers,
or
the tower.
am I
Well, I
amateur
don't know. I'm gonna
or-
sort of.
Could you not do that
I'm gonna
in
agree
two?
to disagree in that one because I do
Three.
like
Was
the
it
tower.
3 the first one? I can't remember.
The
3
tower
was the first
situation.
one. I think there was 4 towers.
Yeah,
Number
right.
1, number 2, you get what you're given, and
It's
you
like
just got to get
novice,
on with it. Yeah.
intermediate, and
But
whatnot.
if you're playing the arcade machine, obviously you'd be able to change your dip settings. So I mean, it's the same thing really. So as far as I know, I've
Aye,
arcade
just,
machine.
but
So.
you can't access that as a customer.
Yeah.
You know?
So I don't know. I don't hate the freedom of that. You know, at the end of the day, as long as they're
It's for more people to enjoy, I'd imagine.
aye.
It allows somebody who's not quite as good at the game to be able to progress.
But if you
although
complete
to get a
number
shorter
2
ladder.
on the arcade, not so much now, but back in the day it was. I can complete Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah,
But if you pick amateur,
aye.
I know.
It's
You-
a
you
shine
wouldn't
off
want
Wouldn't
it,
tell
right?
anyone, would you?
nah.
It's like
would-
if Super Street Fighter 2 at the time would let you pick 4 less enemies to fight. Which
So I get
no,
rid of
it didn't
Balrog,
either.
Blanca,
Aye.
well,
Your 4 bosses, aye.
yeah, and then Bison.
Aye.
So
Aye.
Not in it out to fight bloody, you know,
Guys,
the ultimate final boss.
I
right?
think I hate to say it, but I think we better start wrapping up. It's nearly that time, mate.
lads, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for inviting us on.
Aye.
No,
time, aye.
Gary, it's been an absolute pleasure having
We've
you.
covered
mate.
a lot more than what we should have.
Well, we didn't cover Mortal Kombat, but we're covering
I
everything
reckon about
else.
30% of this is Mortal Kombat.
Anyway, lads, reviews.
So we'll call it Mortal Kombat and others.
This is more of just being a retro type.
Do you know what it is, though? It's been about 75% Mortal Kombat. We've talked about stuff
60.
that is still got some place in the Mortal Kombat, you know, mythos. You know,
We'll do one round. Well, in fact, we probably couldn't come round mine because we haven't got all of this. Because we'll put the arcades on and
yeah, it's a lot to move, but
Yeah.
we'll discuss it. Maybe it will be easier, but yeah, let's get into that later on.
you just let me
Well,
know.
I think, lads, so it guns towards what we've spoke about earlier. Like next time, we need a general chat about classic video games as a whole. Maybe starting with the arcades, which Gary, I'd want you to be involved if it's if you
just let me know.
Right. Mark,
I
think
appreciate
you are.
us getting us to do. Was this
You know?
because of Andy Clark? Shout out to Andy Clark.
So I think we'll wrap up there because we're about to drop into another conversation
Aye.
for something else.
Relationship
Aye, yes, aye.
Moving on.
But from all of us here, I just want to say thank you for watching or listening, whichever way you're doing it. As always, we appreciate it. Drop us a comment, give us a like, subscribe to the channel.
I hope it's been a bit different for you as well, yeah.
It has. It's just a general conversation. This one, it's been good.
I'm paranoid about our Macam accents.
No,
we
it's
sound
class.
common.
No, it needs to be because there's not many on there.
Just a quick fact before we sign off here, right? On Spotify, okay, we've got 75% female listeners, so I think they like the Macam accent.
2 minutes. I'll just take my wedding ring off. Tell us again.
Exactly.
No, it is. I think that's why we'll do okay because we've got this different accent.
75% females.
Yeah.
Glenn, put your trousers back on, mate.
I know, Jesus.
know.
Still
You
getting
need to calm
excited about
yourself.
Stop.
So,
Hey. But anyway, thank you very much, everyone.
Yep.
Take care. Have a good weekend. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next time.
Cheers, fellas. Thank you.
care.
Thank you.